I guess let's move on to the next topic on our agenda, the final broadcast. We are set to air in June. This episode is going to be pretty emotional for all of us here, but I want to keep it light, sort of, if we can. I know jokes aren't going to work too well in this episode. Maybe it's best to avoid jokes altogether. The question for our team is, what do we actually do for our broadcast? Anyone have any ideas here?
Tonight is our final broadcast here. Tomorrow morning, our entire TV studio, warehouse, and office are being torn down, loaded in ATA flight-rated cases, being put in the back of a U-Haul, and shipped 100 miles away from where we're sitting right now. We're transporting everything you see on camera, everything you don't see behind the scenes, and somehow buying even more equipment in the process. By next week, we're going on tour, so that means all of that equipment must arrive, be assembled, be tested, and be ready for broadcast at an even bigger location. Because of the nature of our business helping LGBTQ people know how normal and valid they are, we've spent about $5,000 this week on new security equipment, fire prevention and escapes, and some minor things like a more efficient office desk and a new teleprompter for our show. To answer any potential questions in advance, we cannot tell you what city we're moving to. Currently, only 3 of our close family members know where that location is. In fact, we're renting, so our names don't appear on the court documents, and even our landlord has been warned of the hate groups who might want to harm us, and has sworn to secrecy. Nor can we tell you what those security equipment, measures, and procedures are. All I can say is that by the time you're watching this, it will be a fortress, and the training we're receiving is pretty darn cool. But what I can tell you is that it means my boyfriend, Michael, and I are officially moving in together. And inside of that space is going to be our new TV studio and editing bay to make this TV show even bigger and even better than ever before. The even better news is, once the equipment is there, it won't move until Michael and I buy a house together. That means this TV show, the educational resources, masterclasses, LGBTQ consulting, advertising, and more will become 100% of my focus, with a slow phasing out of commercial videography and everything else I used to do. This move and this refocusing isn't because we're making so much money from YouTube that we don't know what to do with it all. As I've said before, content creators our size don't make millions of dollars, and LGBTQ channels like ours are paid 1/5 of what other creators are paid for the same view counts. Instead, this move and refocusing is because I truly feel like I'm happy doing something in my life. I'm finally where I'm supposed to be, doing the thing that I was always meant to do. This is about chasing happiness and trying to help as many people as possible, regardless of how much money we make in return. To prove that to you, and to celebrate the final broadcast we ever film in this tiny room in the basement of a house I've lived in for 11 years now, I would like to take you back on a journey of how we got here. 1 month shy of 21 years ago, I opened the doors to my company. I dreamed of being a country music singer-songwriter with a guitar in hand, and my first ever song being written about a deer getting hit by a car and going to deer heaven. After going on the road with my songs, I started touring with some of the biggest bands in the world now, like Recycled Percussion, who headlines a show in Las Vegas, Nevada, and others. Over the next few years, I took every penny I had and invested in lighting, sound, and staging equipment to help make that dream come true. So when I was 12 years old, other bands started watching my band get booked for more events, and shortly after, started hiring me to run their equipment for their events too. Around the same time, I started having a crush on a boy named Alex. We would hang out in school during lunch and recess, we'd do our homework together, go on trips together, and even camp together in Boy Scouts. I was 11 when I realized I was gay, but knew going to a Catholic grade school, coming out at that age was something I would have to wait years for, until the music career made me rich enough or famous enough for people not to care that I was gay. So I put every penny and waking hour of my time into my career, thinking if other people saw me working so hard on my career, they wouldn't ask questions of my personal life and why I didn't have a girlfriend. Even in high school, a girl who loved my music ended up becoming my girlfriend to cover me for my time being. Eventually, I ended up going on tour for my 7th headline tour. But this time, the theaters we played in put my name on the marquee outside. And because no 14 or 15-year-old can handle seeing hundreds of people buy tickets to hear him sing, see his name on the marquee outside of buildings, and then go back to school on Monday morning and pretend like he's normal, I got a very big head, which would take me many years to overcome. In college, my company continued to thrive as I met a boy named Jeff, who I started to have a giant crush on. Then, after many months of working on projects together and fantasizing about our life someday, he told me he had a boyfriend. But still, I didn't tell anyone I had a crush on him, and told no one why I cried all the way home the night he told me he was taken. A few years later, I was hired by an event company nearby where I lived. The owner of that company made me the general manager on day one. I was in charge of designing the stage for then Vice President Joe Biden when he came to town, and I was in charge of over 20 events each and every day, from corporate presentations in hotels to graduations at large universities. But my boss there kept warning me that if any of his employees ever came out as gay, he would fire us on the spot, and he kept insulting other companies who were owned by gay people. And he knew in the entertainment industry he'd run into a lot of gay people. But fun fact, now all of those companies and mine are larger than his dying company. So that's good news. Years later, I would work on a movie with my friend Chris, who you've seen on this show before. One of the actors in the movie, named Tim, and I spent a majority of our time on set in this very studio flirting with each other. But after that movie, I chose to spend the next 6 months being happy. I allowed myself to look at guys I wanted to have a crush on, and allowed myself to not hide who I was any longer, especially from myself. I almost gave up on my company because of it, but my family started asking why I was smiling for the first time in my life, and asked me what suddenly changed. So on Christmas Day, I chose to tell them why, and thus I told them I was gay, and 6 months later, I went to my first ever Pride event in Washington, D.C. That day, I came out to the world online as gay. I sang along to my favorite songs from the headline of the show, Troye Sivan, another crush of mine. And on the way home, I thought about this surreal feeling I had. On that ride home, I started thinking deeply about how I could help the community the same way they helped me come out and be who I am today. So I decided to make a few videos to help people come out of the closet easier than I had it. I filmed 10 videos in this studio and published them on this new YouTube channel called Powered by Rainbows. Welcome to Powered and Protected by Rainbows and our Christmas Spectacular 2018. And on today's episode, we're giving you a bunch of coming out tips. That way you can hopefully come out to your family very, very soon. The next year in January, one of my family members asked if I was just making videos for attention and asked if I just wanted to be the next big face of gay. All I wanted was to help people. But now my family member challenged my intentions. So I had to prove them wrong, just like I proved the bullies wrong in middle school by performing a song I wrote about them bullying me to an audience of their parents during the school talent show. It seemed after many years, still no one understood that challenging me only makes me double down on my efforts and do better. That's why Season 2 became a thing, and without them challenging my intentions way back when, we would only have 10 videos on this channel instead of over 500. Honestly, I started this show to help just one kid out there come out easier than I did. By the end of 2019, I accomplished that goal and decided to end the show with a final episode about my gay uncle named Jeffrey Blake in December of 2019. I was going to tell stories of how he moved from city to city and how my grandmother told me about how accepted he was by his family and friends. With the episode set to air in a few weeks, that December my mother contacted me for the first time in almost 10 years. This after she emotionally and physically abused my sister and I until we turned 18. She demanded the episode of her brother never air and told me not to talk about him at all. Our guess was that she was afraid I would somehow paint him as a gay man, which he was gay, and she viewed that as a stain on his memory. Or she thought we would talk about him having AIDS, and somehow we wouldn't cover how we're lucky to have made medical advances since then. With those demands, she didn't leave any room for us to compromise or talk about how the show is based on LGBTQ education. She just didn't want us to talk about him at all. So publicly, we chose to cancel the episode. But behind the scenes, her demand for us not to talk about my uncle only challenged me again. So, as our earliest subscribers might have seen, the season 2 finale never happened. But as you've seen so far in this story, every time we're challenged, we only double down and do better. And that's why season 3 was born. Without my mother trying to control a TV show and a son she never wanted, we would only have 122 episodes on this channel, instead of over 500 now. Instead of doing a normal episode on my uncle, I decided the show would never bow to any threats, especially not those made by an abusive mother who missed my 18th birthday because she was too busy filing divorce papers, knowing she would get out of paying child support to my father. And thus, we doubled down on our efforts again. And now, instead of a normal episode about Jeff, we made a full documentary. That's why in February of 2020, we opened season 3 with a documentary called Blake, Being Gay in 1946 Compared to Now. A documentary that has since gotten far more views than a normal episode, and was sure to cement the idea in my mother's mind that she had no power over us moving forward. Since then, we haven't heard a word from her to this day, luckily. In season 3, we did another episode on what all of the pride flags in our community mean, and it was sponsored by YouTube itself. We gained thousands of subscribers a day thanks to that sponsorship, and I was even invited to speak at the first ever Pottsville Pride Festival as their headline speaker.
He also is the CEO, the director of Powered and Protected by Rainbows. I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Matt Hasler.
First off, can we get a huge round of applause?
By the start of season 4, we had 25,000 subscribers, and we were able to cover even more topics every week. And by the beginning of this year, we hit 5 million viewers, 75,000 subscribers, and because we're filming in April, by the time you see this, we might have already hit 100,000. At every level, this show is made possible thanks to everything coming together in perfect harmony. My experience being a musician helps us pick the perfect soundtrack for films and commercials. My life as an audio engineer and my college degree help us make sure my voice on the show sounds crisp and clear. My life in lighting allows us to make sure our set is lit well. My photography and graphic design experience in business helps us make great thumbnails for videos for you to click on. And my life making videos helps us make incredible episodes. Those skills allow us to lead a team of 30 team members now and concentrate on the facts, evidence, and materials rather than spending half of our time worrying about camera settings and faulty equipment. Truly, Powered by Rainbows is a culmination of everything we've ever learned that helped make this show so successful and powerful in the education space. Speaking of power, we now instruct departments of education on how to educate their students. We instruct business owners on how to be affirming of LGBTQ customers and employees. And we help Pride events grow to encompass more than just their Pride days. But Powered by Rainbows is not the first show I hosted. In fact, including the now 553 episodes of this show, we've made exactly 1,700 videos for YouTube in this small studio in the basement of my house. In total, those videos account for 528.15 hours of content made in just 11 years in this small studio space, which is incredible for any broadcast company. Those videos have since gained over 6,300,000 views on YouTube. Many of them aired on regional, national, and international networks from BBC, HBO, Showtime, and more. It is crazy to think of all of the hours spent in this room filming and our upstairs office editing those 1,700 videos. But today we have to say goodbye. Tomorrow we welcome in a new chapter in the show, in my life, and for Michael and I, a new life together, and a crush that's greater than any other crush I've had before. Falling in love with him has been the easiest and best thing I've ever done. Luckily for my entire life to come, I get to fall in love with him every single day. And I get to smile at all the amazing things he says, I get to laugh at all the jokes, and I get to be happy with him for the rest of my days. With a new studio space, you'll see us do even more videos and even crazier things, thanks to the much larger space we're in. But since it's time to say goodbye to this space and close this chapter of 11 years of hard work, we wanted to leave this space with something called the Ghost Light. It's something many of you theater folks know about, but for those who don't, allow us a moment to explain. A ghost light isn't something scary or spooky. Instead, it's a single bulb left burning whenever a theater is dark. The folklore surrounding it says that it chases away mischievous spirits. It lights the way for the ghosts that are said to inhabit virtually every theater or studio, to keep them happy and content. It ensures that even when the theater is dark, no one tumbles off the stage because there is always one light burning. Most importantly, the folklore says that as long as you have one light burning, you will always have another show, and there will always be a light in the darkness to bring your show back to life someday soon. So, we're turning on this ghost light to promise you that we will be back with another episode. In the coming weeks, you'll see episodes we filmed before we filmed this one. And in July, you'll see episodes we filmed in our new studio over 100 miles away. But to close this final broadcast ever filmed in this small town, in this tiny room in the basement of a house I built a company and a career in, and to honor the next location where I get to build a life with my boyfriend in, there is no better way to end a broadcast like this one than to go back to where it all began. 11 years ago, the first video I ever made in this room was a music video for a song called There's No Monsters Here. It was to help my sister realize that closing one chapter in her life was all right, because it meant she was opening a new chapter. So tonight, under the ghost light, allow us to take you back 11 years, because that's a message even I need to hear right now. From all of us here at Powered by Rainbows, I hope you have an amazing Pride Month, and I hope you'll join us back here every week because we have 3 videos a week every single week of June. So I hope you'll enjoy those videos, and I hope you'll join us in July from our brand new TV studio over 100 miles away. But as for now, I am of course your host, Professor Pride. Have a gay day, everyone, and for the final time, from this beautiful town, have a gay day, everyone, and bye for now. Don't you be afraid and don't be scared. There's no monsters to catch you here. turn your nightlight on if you wish. But there's no ghost underneath your bed. Pull up the blanket Mom gave you as a kid, and watch your toes poke out from under it. Look in the mirror and think back. I wonder how time went by so fast. From the boy who used to play with his matchbox cars, to the man who stands before you now, making his own start in the world. We'll find a boy to love him through all the years. We stop and blink, and suddenly we were here. She'll always be Daddy's little girl, but today a boy took her hand and takes her out into the world. Before you knew, that moving van was already leaving. No time for goodbye, I love you, just a kiss in the wind. She comes by every now and again, but she has her own life now to plan. Look in the mirror and think back. I wonder how time went by so fast. From the girl who used to play with her Barbie dolls, to the woman who changed her last name last fall. I found a boy who will love her through all the years. Stop and blink, and suddenly we were here. Someday when we have kids of our own, be sure to tell them never to lose even one of their childish games, of their innocent ways and their best friends, Mom and Dad and Dad and Dad. Look in the mirror and think back. I wonder how time went by so fast. From the kids who used to play rock stars in their room, to the kids who will have their own kids pretty soon, who found their loves to love them through all the years. We stop and blink, and suddenly we were here. Stop and blink, and suddenly we were here. So don't you be afraid and don't be scared, 'cause there's no monsters to catch you.